Boy up, it's D&D in the building. Purdue power, no ceiling. Yeah. Double D back, that's Derek and Dalton. Talking gold blood, Mackie been molten. Black and gold dreams, banners we folding. Paint crew loud, every rim gets swollen. Stats so clean, you think it's a scheme. History books get per the screen. From humble to E-Day, legends on replay. We run through Mars like it's just another weekday. Double the energy, talking that legacy. Boiler boys cooking, no recipe. Microphone magic, rivalry static. We breaking it down, keep it cinematic. You want the heat, better tune in fast.
Okie dokie.
Welcome back to the Double D Podcast. This is episode 19. My name is Derek, and this is my co-host, as always, Dalton. We are happy to be back with you guys. If you get a chance, please hit that like and subscribe button. Share it to your socials if you'd prefer. We really appreciate that. Leave comments. We love to interact with you guys, especially when we're doing these live ones. So today we're going to be going a little over the Akron-Purdue game. We were both out on Sunday. Victorious Purdue. It was a very good game. Akron's a heck of a team. And then we'll also be going over the upcoming Baha Mar Classic, where we will face off against Memphis, and then either Wake Forest or Texas Tech, which we will have something to do with that once we know who that opponent is. But all in all, had a good weekend. How was your weekend, Dalton? Anything fun happen? Anything exciting outside of the Purdue game?
Yeah, I had my first Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Really, really excited about that, dude.
This early, dude. That's criminal.
And we went to Greensburg to my wife's family, and it was, the food was phenomenal. I did get forced to watch IU football while I was down there. As me, that's very painful. We made the split-second decision to go down, found some really good tickets for the Purdue game. I would say those are phenomenal seats for $40.
I wasn't mad.
Yeah, I mean, we scored, we went. It was a great night. The weekend was pretty good, man. I will say I felt pretty good coming back to Monday. What about you, bro?
Pretty good. Saturday was super busy. We were doing all kinds of stuff. My son had pictures for basketball, and then we had a family reunion for Megan's family. And then we went over to her parents and watched those UFC fights, which there was a run there of like 4 or 5 straight knockouts that was just awesome. And then the last 2 fights were just like, let's lay down and hug for about 40 total minutes or 50 total minutes. So I think the best fighter won both of those last 2 fights, but unfortunately that's just their style, and that's, these guys have a job to do, and it's kind of like people who hated Purdue when we had Edey, like, why do you just keep giving him the ball? Blah, blah. Well, because we have him, like Islam,
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he go on the ground every time? Because he just dominates people, but
I
it
was
isn't exactly fun to watch.
I was sad about Shevchenko. Like, she's stand up, she is nasty. Like, I feel like she could have ended that standing up, but
Yeah.
she did. It was just domination. I wish, I hope when they go to the ground, somebody gets choked out or an arm bar or something.
Islam freaking, I think he could have won that fight standing up if he wanted, but why would he? Why get punched in the face if you can just hold a guy down for 25 minutes and win your money, win the belt, move on?
Yeah, I think you're taking a big risk if you are a guy like him and you decide to stand up with somebody. Like, if you're on the ground, you're not getting knocked out, and there's a good chance you're not getting, they're not going to reverse it on those type of guys. So
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Jameson. Hey, KB. Nice for you guys to be joining us. So good weekend overall. I did want to give a quick little congratulations. Andy in Colorado, what's up? Quick congratulations to Braden Smith, won Big Ten Player of the Week. And then I did just see that, this is crazy, Trey, Kaufman, Renn won AP Player of the Week. So Purdue gets 2 different guys with 2 different Player of the Week honors in basketball for last week. Braden averaged somewhere around 22, 7.5, and 5. Trey averaged 18 and 15 and 3. Dominant performances from our two stars. We need to have it. Glad to have Trey back. I think everybody breathed a sigh of relief last week when he came back. And then quick update, Liam Murphy. There's been recent, he didn't play last game. Recent news is that it's not great. He will be out significant time. Don't know if that means Burgess is maybe going to pop out of that red shirt. Not sure. There's no real talk of that yet. But at this point, we have one backup 4, and it's a 6'5" guy. So Trey gets in foul trouble. We're going up against a certain kind of team. Gets kind of dicey. So interested to see how that plays out.
DJ Cluff lineup.
I think we would just have to go small, but
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like having the whole thing this year. We have a backup at every spot, and we do still have with Benter, but that's a weird position where Benter isn't really a 4. And if Trey gets in foul trouble, say you have a game where Trey and Oscar or Trey and DJ are in foul trouble, it gets a little dicey there. I'm not a huge fan of it.
No.
But that's
Riley
unfortunate news for Liam. He's a great kid.
We watched Riley warm up the other night, and that dude looks like a different man. I wouldn't be mad at him coming off the red shirt, I think he could be a game changer. So
yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could happen. So just a couple little tidbits of information there. If you haven't checked on Twitter, my guy Pates Painter here dropped a video we made of Oscar Cluff and the Land Down Under. I absolutely loved it. So go check that out.
That was the best single-handed edit that you have put together, my friend.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I love doing those things.
Clean.
So if you ever are on our page and want to check out our shorts too, we have quite a few shorts of edits that I've done and that we've done that are fun and cool and just exciting to watch. One more shout out, real quick. Sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
Sleeper shouted us out on one of their things today. Really appreciated that. Obviously, they have a huge platform. They don't have to do that stuff. So that was super nice of them. And then also they have a running point tomorrow with Braden Smith coming out with Omer Meyer. So I know everybody just wants to hear about Omer. I wish we could have Omer on. That'd be sick. But he will be on running point tomorrow for an hour-long interview with him and Braden. So interested to see that dynamic because if you watch the post game with Painter, and I posted something about it, his words are starting to sound a lot like Omer is going to be playing a lot. He said that Omer compliments Braden and TKR the best. That's all he ever says that he wants from guys at this point. And he basically said that he really likes the way Omer fits with – then he named every other starter, Oscar, TKR, Fletch, and Braden. He said, I like the way he fits with those guys. Okay, well, that's kind of a weird subliminal message of like, well, why are you saying that? You left out CJ Cox. So we'll see what that all translates to. I know Painter's a big don't change it if it ain't broken. So until we lose, or hopefully we never lose, but
it's
you could see Omer coming off the bench, but he might end up getting more minutes down the road.
I think he comes in and smacks people in the face as a sixth man.
I love that too. I like him with the
It's hard to plan for that. You don't know when Braden's going out. You don't know when Omer's going to come in, and it's different dynamic. You have to guard a 6'10", 6'4", 220 guy versus Braden. Neither's an easy matchup, but I think Omer has a different dynamic to him and how he plays. And
100%. So we'll jump right into that. We can start with Omer because although there was some guys that had maybe better total games in the Purdue versus Akron game Sunday, to me, Omer was the whoa moment kind of guy. Like first that fast break dunk, and you're like, whoa, okay. Just the way he shot the ball, the way he moved out there. I think defensively, I don't think he's necessarily a great defender, but I think he works his butt off, and you can tell that he wants to be out there and he is gonna give you it all. And that's really what you want out of a guy like that. I mean, maybe he doesn't have the best lateral quickness, but at 6'4" with that body, if he just works his butt off, he's going to be successful defensively. And you saw that. I believe he had 2 steals. Just an overall great game. 14 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, blowing up the stat line.
It's a Braden type stat.
Very Braden, like young Braden type stat. I mean, just beautiful stuff. Really liked what he did. He was, like you said, that lightning bolt off the bench. I mean, what were your thoughts on Omer? I know being there is always a different experience, but the crowd has a little more pop when Omer does something. I'll say that much.
Omer was electric, man. He got the crowd hype, There were moments where the crowd was down. It was kind of like, we had lineups in that were strange with him. It was kind of like who's gonna do something. And we didn't have that last year. When he came off the bench, and I think that Omer gives us that this year. I don't think we had much off the bench last year. There were dead spots where we go like 7-8 minutes without scoring. I don't think we have that this year. I think he comes in and he can feed. His passing is incredible. I mean, even the simplistic passes that Jakari and CJ have struggled with this year, just entry passes into the post. He feeds the post, and we need somebody like that with having Cluff or DJ. I'm excited. I love Omer. I really think that he'll chew into those CJ and Jakari minutes if they don't wake up. I think they are Miles Colvin and Cam Heide this year, but not 6'6" or 6'7". So less effective, but they can come alive at any time too. So
Yeah, I agree. And the only negative I'll say on Omer is he had a couple of weird turnovers, and Painter addressed him afterwards. Like, he's just waiting a second too long, I think, on some of these passes. That'll change. That he'll get caught up to that and figure out, how quickly these guys move. I know he played professional basketball, but it's different. I mean, you're dealing with high-level athletes everywhere. Professional basketball overseas, although there are really, really good players like Travion and Carson and a lot of those guys, there are also guys who are not that. There's also a lot of guys who are Jack Golkeys of the world, for instance, that can shoot it, or they can do one thing really well and they're really good for a team. But when you're playing some of these games, everybody's a high-level athlete. Everybody's good. But anyway, you hit on CJ and Jakari, so I think for most of the season there'll be a package deal outside of something breaking out. But in this game, again, not great. 9 points between them in 41 minutes. So an entire basketball game, they scored 9 points. They only got 3 total rebounds, 1 assist. Just not doing enough for me. That's not to say they can't, and that's not to say they're completely invaluable. I mean, they do offer a defensive punch. They do have energy. They do play hard. They both have the capability to score. It's just this far in the season, I mean, I'm pretty sure Jakari through 4 games has the same number of points that Omer had in this game. And although this team doesn't necessarily need more scoring, it never hurts. We're never going to be upset. And Omer brings something that neither of them bring, which is elite playmaking, an elite passing, ability to get his own shot. So what do you think of these two guys? Because, like I said, they're not like noticeably bad out there. And they do some good things from time to time, but they're also, we expected this leap in the sophomore year, and it just hasn't come. And that's not to say it won't, and I hope it does for the sake of Purdue. But how long are you going to give before you're starting to be like, all right, I need Omer on the floor? And Omer played 23 minutes. It's not like he sat out a bunch, but so at some point, these guys have to start producing, right?
I think the rotation right now is that Omer can fill spots behind Fletcher and Braden,
Right.
which I think keeps them, it's good to keep them in rotation. I don't want anyone to talk about them being hard-nosed defenders anymore. I don't want to hear that until I see it. They were supposed to be the guys that, you don't want guarding you. We've talked about this before. They were supposed to be those guys. You stick them on their best wing and don't let him breathe. They get beat laterally all the time. Jakari's always running his guy in to help, which pulls the big man away from the defensive board, opening up for an offensive rebound. I've seen it with CJ too. People are going to go into them because Jakari's pretty big, but CJ is small. So you put him on a 6'7" wing, he's going to struggle. That guy's going to go right at him. And, it's like, we've seen where he can full court pressure. But I've seen him get beat on that this year too. People see that in their scouting. He's coming for you. They know he's there, and he's having to sprint to get back to close out, and then maybe they're already inside the arc. It's dangerous. Those two really got to wake up, man, because if you are going to play that 2 role where you're not one of our main scorers, when you get a spot up 3, you better hit it.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that out of them. I mean, CJ's deadly from mid-range, obviously, and we saw a couple decent plays out of him versus Akron, but it couldn't even hold a candle to what Omer was doing out there. So that's my thoughts on the CJ, Jakari instance right now.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you on much of that. I mean, I think that they've got to be more productive, and even on a defensive side, the cell was their elite lockdown defenders. I've seen moments of that, but like for me, like the guy that was guarding Braden the whole game on the other team was an elite defender. The guy guarding, our guys were not. And you're right. The biggest issue that we have is they're getting beat off the dribble, which then breaks down the defense, and then there's wide open guys for 3. So I don't want to harp too much on those guys because, like I said, I'm not saying they shouldn't play or they shouldn't be on the team or anything even close to that. Just that I know that they're capable of more, and I want to see more. That's just a matter of fact to me.
Uncle Dill in the chat with some take it easy on the number 2, dude.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, some people have maturity and some don't. That's just all we're gonna say here.
Oh man, we're calling.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Uncle Dill. Okay, so let's hop over to a little bit more positive stuff here. Our boy Aaron Fine, the guy. I got to read you this from Cobra Stats. The guy is per 40 averaging 55 points. 26 rebounds and 34 assists per 40 minutes. He's the greatest player that's ever played basketball. No, I'm just kidding. We can move on. But he did have a nice bucket here at the end of the game. And I think we're going to see that all year long. That's not your typical into the rotation guy.
We got hype for that, man. I was stoked for my boy A Fine. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, I screamed at one point during a free throw that was very quiet. We want Fine.
Yeah, and Jakari was at the line.
Yeah, sorry, Jakari. Sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Yeah, he still
let's hit on Trey, another monster rebounding game, 17 points, 15 rebounds in 27 minutes. It's not like he played 35 minutes. I love what I'm seeing out of this guy. He had a block in this game. He's just got a different level of energy to him. I mean, what would you think about what you saw from Trey, and is this sustainable?
Absolutely it is. He needs another big. He feeds off of that. We didn't see it in his junior year. You got people like Jordan Stocks going, one of the worst rebounders. No, he's not. When you put Trey on a guy his size, he's going to kill them. Those legs are massive, dude. He's a big boy. He knows how to rebound, and he's heard it all off season. Trey can't rebound, blah. Those guys at Purdue take that shit personally. Especially the All-Americans. They hear it, and yeah, we're going to see that out of Trey all year because he's got my man, Oscar, down under, Cluff, down low with him, keeping people off his body. And he's not going to get fouls this year because he doesn't have to help out as much. He'll be in, he can play his game, and he can get boards. I think Trey will keep that going. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, and he actually had 4 fouls in this game, but most of that was because he was being so aggressive, which I don't mind because you can get smarter and stuff in certain moments when you need to. But yeah, I mean, 7 to 10 shooting, 15 rebounds in back-to-back games. I don't know if that high of a number is maintainable, but I think 10 to 12 is for sure. With Oscar in there, and Trey mentioned this a little bit in his talk after the game too, that just having that other guy in there that's taking up space and dealing with the 5 when he gets to go up against a 4 that he's usually going to be bigger and stronger than, really opens things up for Purdue. And then Trey's Trey. I like that we aren't having to go through him offensively. Like it felt like last year that was our option. it was Braden ISO or Trey on the short roll. We didn't even run a lot of short rolls. So really, really happy with Trey. Hope to see that continue. And then we can move on to your guy, Oscar Cluff. Again, he's been the model of consistency. 4 games into the season, he has 9 rebounds, 14 rebounds, 9 rebounds, 14 rebounds. 14 points in this game, 7 of 9 shooting, 14 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds, and only 1 foul is a crazy number.
Yeah.
Just loved what I saw out there. He's getting more comfortable every game. You can see it. Now he's getting comfortable getting those rebounds and going to the hoop with them. Had a couple nice dunks in this game. Really, really, really liked what I saw. What was your thoughts on your guy, Oscar Cluff?
Cluff is the man. I'm stoked about this guy. I've been stoked about this guy since we picked him up. You know, it was a little iffy in the exhibitions. I think he was just getting his feet under him. I called it early 20-10 game. We didn't quite get there, but if you take 4 rebounds and put them on his points, then he was 18-10. So we're close there.
We'll call it a win.
Shifty math, anyways. But I love what I see out of Cluff. He's a good defender. He moves his feet down low. He goes straight up, which is what DJ needs to learn. Yeah, stoked about this guy. He's exactly what we thought he was, coming from South Dakota.
I liked. I think I said to you at the game, a big thing I want from him every game is 20 total. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 20 rebounds, 0 points, 20 points, 0. I don't care. Give me a 20 total piece, and I'll be satisfied. Now, I'd prefer it lean more towards the rebounds. I don't really care as much about him scoring. But he's going to get his, and it's going to come off drop-offs. It's not going to be mostly post touches. It's going to be him earning his own baskets, which is a beautiful thing, I think. But, man, very impressed. You know, we all had a very high concern level coming out of those scrimmages. Like, man, is this going to work? Is this going to fit? It does. It works. It's going to fit. Yeah. And he's exactly what this team needed. And I love that he only has to play 25-ish minutes a game. And then we bring in DJ. We can hit on him now, too, who played 19 minutes in this game. Didn't look exceptional, but, I mean, hits a 3, goes 4 for 5 from the field, 9 points, only 2 rebounds, but has 4 blocks. I mean, That's what I want. I want him off the bench, get a couple lobs, maybe hit a 3, and get blocks. Like, while he's in the game, that's when TKR can feast on the boards.
Yeah, I think DJ he does great. We need, like I said on the last episode, we need to stop pocket passing. To DJ, no low passes. Throw lobs, throw it up at the rim, let him go get it. I'm gonna cut on DJ real quick. We got Andy. Sorry to distract, but man, Michigan State is beating Kentucky's ass right now.
Fact.
I mean,
up 20 at the current moment.
Yeah, he's not lying, man. They came out. It's I've been watching this game kind of, but you know, like Diabate, he has an ugly shot, man. And Izzo said he wanted his guys to make shots. I know Michigan State was shooting 22% from 3 going into this game. And it looked early like, you know, they were knocking down shots. So
yeah, also Blake, I'm going to put this up here too. He says, cannot stand Jeremy Fears. Sorry, that was at Andy. Blake says, cannot stand Jeremy Fears. Hey, Blake, I can't either, and I even hate it more because I have to hear freaking Greg and Carter tell me that he's the next Braden Smith and might break all Braden's records on an assist. I just don't like the way the guy plays. He baits everything. He's just, I don't know. He's out there flopping around. I don't know. I just don't like it. He annoys the crap out of me. I agree, Blake. Such an annoying player, Blake says. If he would just focus on being a point guard, not trying to draw fouls. Yeah. And we can move to Braden. We don't have to hit too hard on DJ. He plays his role very well. And the National Player of the Year front runner, Braden Smith. Now, this is my question. He's been doing this more too. The pump fake, jump into guys. I mean, this has been a now 3-4 game sample size of him really focusing on this. As long as it doesn't become his identity, I'm fine with it because it is a very vetty, smart move. And there are guys like Jeremy Fears out there who are – that's all they do. Even like Fletcher Loyer, that's all he does. Like, I don't want Braden to become that, but it's smart because you can get the other team's guard in foul trouble. You get free free layups or free points at the free throw line. Braden, I think I saw, is averaging 7 free throws a game this year. He averaged 2 last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's vital because that's free points. That's going to get you in a rhythm. It allows your defense to set for the next time down the court. There's a lot of good stuff that goes into it. But what are your thoughts on Braden in this game? Gets his 10 assists, kind of 2 late ones. I felt like he was just stat padding at that point. I don't know why Painter put him back in with 4 minutes left, but gets a couple of late assists to get to 10 assists. Didn't shoot it well, and this is a couple games in a row. So would like to hear your thoughts on that, if you think that's just kind of bad luck or what you think.
No, I think it's just I don't think it's bad luck. I think he doesn't have to shoot as much, so maybe he's not in rhythm as much. He still has that extra gear to take over a game. We saw it in Alabama game. Like, it's not gone. Like an Akron game, he might feel just free flowing. I'm just going to let it ride. And we saw that blow by, dude. Did you see the clip of that? That was, free throws for Smith. That's huge. It gets the other team in foul trouble too. So then you have to be more careful, and people can't guard up on him quite as much. That number 3 didn't care from Akron. He didn't care about anything except making you not be able to breathe. Defense was incredible. It's not concerning. Nothing is concerning with Braden right now. I think his baiting is you're going to jump to block him.
Yeah, that pump.
And he knows that. You're going to come up, and if they stop doing that and they coach to not do that, he's going to hit an 18-footer in your face. I mean, or pull up from 3. Like, he's only doing that because that's what's there.
Right.
He'll adjust if not, and that's just Braden, man. It's just he's smart. He's a genius. That's why Fletcher gets fouled all the time.
Yeah.
I
agree. And speaking of, good transition there, Fletcher, last guy we'll hit on here, does what he does every game, finishes somehow with 16 points, even though, like, I think he scored them all in the first half, and then just went away. He ends up shooting 3 for 6 from 3. He's shooting 50% on the season, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Only plays 25 minutes. That was one of my favorite things about this game. Our highest minute usage was 27 minutes, Braden and TKR. Everybody else was under that.
Fresh.
Love that we can do that. Love that we can do that and still maintain leads throughout a game. It's not like they sat out for the last 15 minutes. It was just consistently getting breaks, getting rests, and they looked fresh the whole time they were in the game. That's huge for us. It's huge for Braden. It's huge for TKR. And huge for the late part of the season or the Big Ten season when we start getting into these times where you have 4 games in 10 days and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're about to play back-to-back games here coming up. And, having some rest is super beneficial, Anything on Fletcher or, just the overarching side of that? Then we'll hit real quick on what we saw from Akron and any overarching kind of things.
Fletched. He did his thing. He scored when he needed to. He got fouled, kicked his legs out on 3s, did what he does. I do love what you hit on about the minutes. I think we've been dead-legged sometimes coming into March, late February. When you're playing 35 minutes a game, 30 minutes a game, it starts wearing on you in that long season, man. Just is what it is. And, I loved everything I saw from Purdue and Akron. We battled. We won. Great.
Yeah. I did want to just and if you were at the game or watching the game, I'm sure you noticed that beginning, that first probably 5 to 7 minutes, it was crazy. Everything was going in for both teams. I looked up at one point. We'd missed 1 shot and we were down 2. Absolutely crazy that happened. That's fun. Dude, your brother is ridiculous. Loyer looks like your weird cousin that thinks he's good at b-ball at family Thanksgiving 3v3, but somehow he's actually good. That is Fletcher. You see him and you're like, oh, there's a tall guy that thinks he's good at basketball, and then you go play with him, and you're like, shit.
Yeah,
he just beat me.
Good.
He just beat me 21-0 in a game of 21.
Yeah.
I never even got the ball actually. So
that's hilarious.
That is true. He is one of those guys that I guarantee you that there's guys on other teams that get out to center court before the game and go, oh, this is
That's
the guy.
him. Yeah.
Same with Braden. I'm sure it happens to him too. Like,
And then he drops 20 on you.
these are the two guys that make this team so good. Yeah, actually, just
They are.
Give it 40 minutes of this game, and you'll at the end of the game you'll be saying how great they were. But real quick, wanted to hit on stats for Akron. We're not going to go through a ton on this, but Tavari Johnson for them was very, very good. Put up 20 points in 28 minutes. The guy was kind of just all over the place, hitting shots. He didn't do it from the 3-point line even. He just was good. I mean, he only hits 2 threes. Kind of was everywhere. Really liked his game.
Plus 20?
No, that's minus 20.
I can't see it, dude. I'm blind, too.
No, he was minus 12. But overall, I mean, Mahathi got 12. The other Mahathi got 10. They were pretty balanced in their scoring attack. This is kind of, like I said, a mini Alabama before the game. Like they just they don't really rely on one guy, but they all kind of play quick and get it done. They shoot 41% from 3 in the first half, 37% in the second half, 39% total. So they played pretty well. Can't really complain. Make 13 threes and still lose by 20 to Purdue. I mean, that's a testament to Purdue, but it's also, shows you what this team can do. Anything that stands out to you?
Yeah, I thought they battled. I thought they were a good team. Defensively, very sound. I thought that, they played us tight on D. We just were the better, more physical, bigger, stronger team. I don't know how to put that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just think we Purdue'd them, and we ran our stuff. They tried to make it sloppy, and we weren't having it. They were a good team. Akron will most likely they'll be in the tournament, so I'm not surprised about that at all. We kind of expected that coming in. Ken Palm 77th. Decent team, man. My mom's calling me right now.
Do you need to take it?
No, it's like she just knows when I'm doing something.
The mom, dude. That's just the mom thing. I moved down to Purdue stats just real quick because I just wanted to point out I'm not a big plus-minus guy, but Omer Meyer was plus 18, number 1 on the team. I just wanted to point that out.
And
and then right here,
Cluff.
just the team stats real quick because there was a couple big ones. Purdue outdoes them in the paint, 46-18, obliteration. Not a lot of fast break at all in this game, to be honest. Purdue did have 16 turnovers. To me, that was our biggest thing. And real quick, like we kind of started talking about during the game, at the game, Braden could not get the ball in bounds from baseline. And why we had a 6-foot guard trying to throw it over top a 6'8" athletic guy, I have no idea. Finally, they did change it later in the game.
Yeah.
But that was super frustrating because Braden had 3 turnovers and 2 of them were like, what is he supposed to do? He's a 6-foot tall kid. He can't jump or move on the baseline, and he's got a humongous guy in front of him. And we're trying to throw it over the top. It was kind of sad. Andy, I know Aaron Fine was -2. We were trying to skip by that. You're not supposed to see that.
Dude.
Yeah, and he would have been -4 if he didn't score his basket. All right, he got his. Okay.
Buckets.
Without him, they were -4.
Buckets.
Yeah, Blake, I have the same thought. Why does Sasha keep doing that? Like, first off, why is your best player taking the ball out? That makes no sense. That's the guy you want the ball in his hands. And he's short. Come on. Didn't love
the handoff. We used to run the handoffs to Braden off of Trey from the inbound plays, and he scored a lot off of that last year. So I don't know Fletcher took it out all the time last year. So I don't why is Paint trying to fix something that wasn't broken?
Yeah, when you have 2 bigs, in my opinion, you should have on a baseline play, because all our baseline play has been the same since I can remember Purdue. You throw it up high to the biggest guy out there.
To the big, yeah.
So why aren't you having your other big throw that ball? Just
get it up.
Anyway, I know what they do. They throw it to the big, and then the inbounder runs outside around that. They get up, and then that's how that starts the offense. But it wasn't working. I'm glad Painter adjusted. He obviously is a smart guy. He saw that.
Yeah.
And then last thing I have with the Go ahead.
Blake said the pin down and flood on the side zone.
Yes.
Taller guy. I mean, yeah. I mean, we need to do something. It's like the press. It's our press now.
Yeah, in correction, Blake. Yeah, you're right. It is Sasha. I always say Painter. He's the head of the snake. So, to me, from a leadership perspective, in my opinion, it all falls on the guy at the top. I'm not gonna blame Sasha too much. And I think that probably what happened is, they had a read on what they were going to do defensively on baseline out of bounds. They probably didn't do whatever the scout said, and that's why that happened. The action didn't work, and it got adjusted. It was just a weird little frustrating thing in the first half that we did eventually get fixed. So I think we actually also had a 5-second call and had to call a timeout on one. So it was a struggle. And then last weird note that I saw, Cobra Stats posted this too. He had Purdue held Akron's reboundless for the first 9.5 minutes of the second half. They did not get a rebound for 9.5 minutes. It was 16-0 rebound run for Purdue. That's what I need to see, baby. Bring me that energy every single game, and I will be a happy little camper.
That's the Cluff TK right there, baby.
All right,
the Cluff
so
TK.
that's the old Akron-Purdue game. Heck of a game, really fun. The environment was electric for it being a small mid-major. It was awesome inside of there. The biggest moment of the game to me was when they didn't let that guy get off the second half court shot for the $10,000. Complete rip off. I mean, okay, I'll explain. If you weren't there, this guy, they have this thing, free throw, a layup, free throw, three-pointer, half quarter in 40 seconds to win $10,000. Guy hits the layup, hits the free throw, hits the three, has like 20 seconds left, throws up a half quarter, misses, it goes behind the backboard, and the guy rebounds it, just holds on to it. There's still 10 seconds. The crowd went absolutely berserk. It was the most crazy thing I've ever seen. And then after they get done, the guy that was shooting accidentally back elbows the announcer girl in the face.
Yeah.
So that's just instant karma.
While the crowd is booing.
I've never heard Mackey really boo quite that loud. That was
besides the shrimp cocktail thing where those girls were trying to eat the Ruth's Chris and they weren't even trying. Yeah. They were mad. Yes. Mackey will get mad at you quick. And let me remind the fans that Derek said this kid had no chance.
I did. I looked at him. I said no chance.
This kid is a baller.
He went out there. He freaking banked in a three. He should have honestly, because they should have balls ready. He should have gotten 3 or 4 half quarters off.
Yeah,
and
easily.
The crowd was very upset with it. However, those boys that were eating those banana splits, they were going to town, dude.
They went in. I appreciate that.
There was no holding back. Good overall game.
Chicken.
Mackey was fun. We got a chicken. That was crazy.
Chicken.
Nothing beats when the second free throw does. Now, the only thing that sucked about that, I don't know if you noticed, when he missed the second one, the crowd goes nuts. But then they got an offensive rebound, so the crowd got like quiet again. I was like, so stupid. Still cool though. Awesome game. Michigan State ends up winning. Kind of a little segue here to the preview. Michigan State wins. Michigan State's, and Kentucky falls to the Purdue scrimmage curse, thinking they're the best team in the country.
3-2, suck it.
Every team, man, they beat Purdue in the preseason, and they're like, "Oh, we're great, we're so good." No, you're not. That's why Painter likes to lose those games.
Yeah, so you think you're good.
All right, so that's enough of Akron. Good win for Purdue. Beat a good team.